Welcome back to you for another very special and yummy update. Check out this Coinfessions Rekt today. I got from my dad $10,000 and I was supposed to double it for him. Anyways, within 2 days, I got liquidated. Well done to you. We're going to see more stories like that in the bull market. We're moving stocks into crypto. All of these updates are coming. Adoption. Stablecoins going to come in, and then people are going to not use the stablecoins. They're going to use them to probably go gamble more. I just want to remind you, leverage is not the answer. The best thing to do for most people is spot coins. You hold spot coins. You might say, oh, but I don't think this coin is going to do that much. Okay, well, you have a problem with the coin you're in and the price you're buying at. That's what you have a problem with. For example, okay, Bitcoin's going to do a 2x. If you've got $4,000 to put in, it's not going to change your life. So you need to find coins with more uncertainty, more risk, and hence higher upside, which requires more work. I do my best to try to find stuff and show people myself, but it doesn't mean necessarily have a winning win rate. You don't have a very high win rate when it comes to these. Or if we do have a high win rate, which I think my win rate is very, very high. It depends where you measure it. The win rate is 0% win rate like every day for like 3.5 years. And then like your win rate becomes 100% every day at the very, very end. So you have to understand that's tech investing. It's lottery ticket investing. That's what it is, right? You buy 10 stuff, 5 go to 0, 3 kind of do okay, 1 or 2 hit. That's pretty much what it is, right? Mr. Master Friend, I have connections with a CEX for a listing. They requested information about the community and the story. If you're willing to make a video on what benefits a hex listing would be given. Just to let you know, so what exchange is it? Usually exchanges, they want money, number one. And number two, the exchanges, the volume is very low. Anyway, I don't think, like, the future of crypto, what we're seeing is right now. Of course, we want a Binance and a Coinbase and stuff out here. Like the MEXC exchange literally did nothing. So the future is getting accessible wallets so everybody can access DEXs easy on their phone. That's what the future seems to be doing, what everyone's is doing right now. But yeah, I mean, it's worth it. Like you couldn't even say the exchange name or like, oh, it would be beneficial. Is it Binance? Is it a T1? Because they charge $1 or $2 million for a listing, right? It's not like, oh, make a video on how it would benefit. Like it's not about that, but exchanges are in it to make money. Yeah, they need to see a community who wants to trade and do volume and shield the bags. That's what they pretty much want to see. But yeah, I guess more exchange listings are better. If you're in crypto, pivot to the highest value friendship. So we are on our journey together. It's been a long time. We're waiting to see what's going to crank on to this Bitcoin cycle, right? In the next part up. See, friends, what's coming up ahead is all the people who, I guess, have been quiet, missing, weren't here. They're going to appear. And they're going to start shilling a lot of shit. So after coins go up, remember, there's going to be people that they bring out the indicators. They go, hey, buy my indicator. This makes money. Or they go, hey, buy this AI bot. Buy this algo bot. This is a bot trading off AI. This is it. It's all rubbish, bro. It's just literally all rubbish, okay? You can make any indicator work. It's not about the indicator itself. There's no secret juicy indicator. If there was an indicator with the edge, you do it all yourself and you mine it until it literally runs to zero, number one. Number two, markets are always like moving as well. So nothing is static. So it's kind of like it's like Lionel Messi trying to teach you how to play football. He's not going to say, always kick with the right foot. Never kick with the left. Always go on the right and always kick with your right. You know what I mean? But he'll say, no, sometimes you got to use your head. Sometimes you got to use your chest. Sometimes you got to use your other foot. Sometimes you have to pass behind you, you know? So same thing with markets. Don't forget, it's a believer's cycle. It's a believer's cycle. Still is. We've been believing this whole time. July 4th coming, Independence Day. Wonderful times. Got to remind you of how cheap PulseChain is. If I just quickly see the prices, I know a lot of people are feeling a lot of pain because there's a lot of dumping and stuff going on here. PulseX, everything's pooped. PulseX, 7.32% of the buy and burn. That's actually awesome on the supply. There's been a giant seller that's been dumping PulseX, I think, into Pulse. Could be some ratio rotation. This is what, I think the 7-day return. Is this 7-day return? No, it's 30-day return. Wow, PulseX and Pulse down 30%. And PDI's up 100%. Wow, is that real? Damn, the past 7 days. So, yeah, I know a lot of people going through a lot of pain. I want to show you this as well. So, firstly, look at this picture. Have a look at this. Pepe holding this damaged Wojak, the PulseChain logo. So, a few months ago, friends, I made a secret video, and it was hidden in plain sight. I basically concluded that if you had to pump a chain with a lot of money, you would first dump it. And I use the example of Richard Hart and PulseChain, right? Because why? You need to squeeze every last dollar out. So if you send it, like, so I'll just show you on the Pulse PLS price chart. So like, here's the thing: if you're like really, really, really close to pumping, you don't just start pumping it, because there are people here that are gonna sell, right? And there are people gonna sell here and here and here and here. So, but if you send it down lower, you just squeeze them out. You're like, I can't take it anymore, because they're like, their time expiry is done. There's people that are like, oh, it's 6 months of this year. I just said I'm selling and I'm done, right? There's people like, there's always people like that, right? So I also added something where I said, look, what I would do if I was Richard is I would type goodbye on Twitter and then just disappear off Twitter for 3 days, right? Because then it would be the true test. Because remember, everybody who's still in PDI, they are holding despite Richard not liking it. Okay? They believe in PDI's product market fit and the ideas of a world-first native decentralized stablecoin without a blacklist function, a true competitor to CBDC trash like Tether. They believe in it so much. We believe in it so much. We're just holding. Yeah, it could go to zero. Whatever. Bitcoin could have gone to zero. You know, and by the way, PDI we went to zero twice. You know, so, but the PulseChain core coin guys, I'm a PulseChain core coin guy, but you know what I mean? The people just in PulseChain core coins, they don't know what that feeling's like. Yeah. Their feeling is like, listen to Richard, only Richard. So, but I don't think he's going to do that. That's why I think it's probably just him, friends. It could be. I don't know. Could be guessing. I'm allowed to guess. I'm allowed to speculate. I don't know shit. Remember I said he should type goodbye, suspend his account, let the weekends out before returning shortly to resume the pump. But here we are now. Richard's still here, so it's easier to hold than that scenario. So we're seeing that dump part. Yeah, we're just waiting and waiting, friends. Remember, Ethereum is still 2,600-ish. Yeah, 2,600. We need it to get to that $3,800 level, which I'm going to have to remind you of as well. That's why anything that's happening here is I don't, like, I'm not feeling any euphoria or anything. Doesn't even, like, nothing. I feel nothing, friends. I don't even care what the prices do. Like, I'm not excited up or down. I want Ethereum above here. I want Ethereum to be literally put a 4 in front of my face, and I want to see it trade the 5. Okay, now we're starting, you know? Until that moment has been like 4 or 5 years of hell. And hopefully as Ethereum is rushing above 4,000, we'll see the PMI ticking up month to month as well. Also, just to give you an idea of how cheap PulseChain is, firstly, look at this very cute sticker emoji I made. Look how cute it is, friends. It's me! How cute. So, PulseChain's market cap is cheaper than the value of the Ethereum treasury. That's how cheap it is right now. Yeah, 400 million. And the treasury itself is like 400 million. You know, this is pretty much unheard of, but not really. It's because that's why this price now, to me, it's pure manipulation and suppression. Like, who's selling now? And it's this giantly ranked wallet and whatever, you know? But yeah, I don't know. Is it conspiracy? I mean, you're a folk guy. You know what I mean? This is just how I rationalize stuff out here. This is just, you know, what keeps me going. But if the PDI prophecy fulfills, we could see Pulse run 100x. Now, funny, as soon as I said that, multiple people said, what do you mean only 100x? What do you mean only 100 times my money? Which is kind of funny to hear, but look, man, like, here's the thing. If you add up the whole ecosystem value, it's about 1.2 billion if you add up the core coins. I think it's 1.4 billion, 1.5. Let's take 1.5 billion. So 100x of that is 150 billion for the ecosystem, you know? So, you know, it just seems like, oh, whatever, around that. That's around the 100 or 200 zone. It's about that 150. You know, you could always get a 2x multiplier on that. Now suddenly it's a 200x, but I don't know, man. I'm just throwing numbers out there, right? We don't know anything, friends. You know what I mean? Like everybody was so sure Bitcoin's getting 100K last cycle. Here it is. We were also sure that Ethereum wouldn't go back down to freaking 1,380, that piece of shit, while Bitcoin's above 100K. You know what I mean? Like, no, this just market's just full of surprises, yeah? So we just got to wait. This is me showing my screenshot when Bitcoin was around 110,000 out here. Also, shout out to Polarity Josh. That's some great UFO videos. I love watching it. That's my hobby when I go out here. Obviously, I make UFO videos. Friends, I am the only light color, joyful guy in the UFO community at all. I don't even consider myself in there. Literally everything is dark, spooky, inquisitive. And I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is, man. It is. I've got a clear pill approach. It's just funny, but it's because, you know what, man? It's like crypto humbles you, dude. We've had our nuts kicked in so many times. That little Tibet monk kid just kicking us in the nuts. You know what I mean? I'm like, I promise not to cry. I promise it doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? I promise. And just me and you on this journey, friends. So we cover a lot of things, okay? A lot of experiences. Still waiting. Still waiting. That's why a lot of people respect me as well, because I don't come out going, it's going to be great. Everything's going to be totally great. I'm like, bro, I know it's going to be great, but why do we have to go through this for so long? Oh my God. But it is what it is, right? You know, just, you know, the dominoes fell this way. There will be a cycle in the future. Not that you give a crap about it now or me, but there will be a cycle in the future where the government doesn't need to print as much money as we think, and Bitcoin is just not going up as much because the business cycle's got a positive flywheel and altcoins are stronger, you know? So, joyful July pump. Do we have 6 months of running for altcoins and then we reevaluate for December? We'll see. Remember, I've shown you in my Juicy News blockchain backer things like it's all over real soon. I don't know, bro. Crypto's got to get to 10 trillion, dude. They're doing stable coins and tokenization, real-world assets. Like, we just put the stocks on the chain. You know, they haven't gone 24/7 yet. Where's my NASDAQ 100 index? You know, the NASDAQ index for crypto. Where's the $1 billion public ICO raise? Where's Coinbase hitting #1 app store ranking? They're nowhere. Where's Tai Lopez? You know, all these really rare, mystical, top signal stuff ahead. Where's Jim Cramer calling for like a $500,000 Bitcoin? You know, so there's a lot of things that can come. And yeah, they can come fast. They can. But, you know, they're not here yet. So we'll see. Mr. Warfield, is it time to get euphoric? The PMI print arrived with a higher low of 49. Oh, perfect picture, sir. Absolutely perfect. Yes, Mr. Warfield. Here is the, I guess, the ticky of your data. Now, this is the PMI, right? That's nice. That's the higher low. So I'll show you my one as well. So, Mr. Warfield, if you've been watching my channel, which I cover all the time, the number we need is 52. Okay? Above 50 is expansion of the economy, but I went back and I checked when do alts actually run. It's 52 on the dot and above, okay? 52 on the dot and above is like, whoa, things are really hot now. Wow, here we go. We're like, wow, the next 2 to 3 months are actually going to be good. That's actually it. We need 52. We've had 32 months without it now. Actually, it's funny. We had 32 months slugged. Okay, so when we get 52, also interesting as well, friends, just got to remind you, in the past, some say past, when we hit 52, the Bitcoin and crypto cycle top, the lowest was 9 months. The longest was 18 months to the top from hitting 52, which is just wild, man. Like, when are we going to hit 52? Like, are we going to hit it August? What's 9 months on top of August? That will bring us like June next year, right? So are we going to run later? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, right? We have, remember, it's all about the government debt rollover, because when they print the money, it's actually what they're doing right now. So they're doing the government debt rollover. See, we just did the big, beautiful bill spending, and they're doing the debt rollover. So yeah, we just wait. It's a believer cycle, right? It's a believer cycle. But traditionally, how I imagine a believer cycle from everything we've been seeing is we got to get the Jeets out. Yeah, we got to get. And I'm like, man, we've got the Jeets out, bro. But What I mean by getting the Jeets out, I'm just going to be honest with you, friends. There's one cohort of Jeet non-believers still holding on with us right now. It's the people who believe in 4-year cycle. Okay, we all know it. I'm just going to say it out there. Yeah? Like, watch Crypto Banter, watch Ivan, Ev, all of them said, like, that now they've got to be selling. They're probably selling right now, by the way. I'm not joking. By the way, they told us 5 months ago, yeah, I'm selling in the middle of this year. All of them said to us that they're taking profit now. Okay, so here we are. We're in the month of July. They told us in Memo Friends, they told us back here, December, they said, and then even as, you know, March appeared, they go, yeah, we're selling like June, July. Here we are. So they're probably taking profit. They're probably just like slicing off 5% every week, and they'll do that. So how's it going to resolve itself? Well, I can tell you something. The exact 4-year symmetry cycle peaks out 5th of October this year. All right. So what if we went up and we're crashing into the symmetry to get them out, and then you and I are still holding, and then we actually believe a cycle? So that's another possibility, but it's just something to think about, right? So I really wish we didn't have to do something like that. I hope we don't. But like, you know, like every single cycle, there's been 2 waves. Yeah, there's been 2 waves. In 2013 and 2017, the first wave was not the wave to sell. It was the wave to hold. In 2021, it was the biggest Takia Shaitan cycle ever. The first wave was the one to sell, which was the evil scam China, when the insiders of the Chinese miners were dumping before China banned Bitcoin and killed us. Right? So we have 2 against 1. So on the balance of probabilities, right, you have to hold for the 2 waves. But you only have a sample size of 3. Yeah? So it's like 66 to 33% chance. It's almost, your brain's almost telling you, if you see good money, take out your Jeet stack, because like it's not 100% chance that will happen. But I want to throw these out here for you. But like, honestly, all of those to me are still secondary to the exotic top signals. We got to see Coinbase App Store ranking #1. You know what I mean? We got to see Tai Lopez has got to come back. Hey, new knowledge. We got AI, trading, innovation, crypto, like some sort of that. And imagine he slaps on a stable coin into it as well. So an AI generated stable coin. Do you know what I mean? So they've got to appear. They're nowhere near yet. They're nowhere near. There's nothing for them to sell into. These people are grifters, so they can identify a large amount of demand, and they just look for the shittiest product because they come in at the very end, and they just like, you know, they're basically just, they have good timing. The people like that, they have good timing in terms of they know when everybody's like drunk off demand and euphoria that they'll buy anything. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's kind of like, well, let's say there's a big Oktoberfest, and you literally just piss into a cup. You wee into a cup, and you're like, you know what? Someone's drunk enough. You know what I mean? Like that's effectively what they're doing, right? They're literally just serving straight urine, and one guy's drunk enough, doesn't even know. Okay, so we're waiting for them to appear. And look, if AI's changed the world so much, it always ends in a mania bubble. So why is this time going to be different? We'll see. Happy 4th of July. Like and subscribe. Belly button all. Catch you soon.